a bid to take farming as a serious business, farmers in Zambia have resorted to diversification into other cropping programs that include the oilseed crop soybean. So today we are going to talk about the soybean planting, getting a few tips from Philip. He's going to share with us what farmers should be tasked with and what has been done, particularly looking at this particular block where we are. The crop that has been planted is SC Spike, a blockbuster soybean variety from SeedCo. Philip, please take us through a few nuggets on how we can produce soybean profitably and sustainably.
Thank you, Wendy. All right, so we're here looking in the background at the planters behind us. So as Wendy's rightfully said, we're planting SC Spike.
Yeah.
So the important things to really remember during planting is 1, your basal fertilization. 2 is your population. The depth of planting as well is very, very important. As well as the temperature of the soil, Wendy. If the soils are too hot, it can denature the soybean seed and lead to poor germination. The other really important thing to remember about the soil conditions is the soil moisture. Always remember that with soybeans, we're also including a rhizobial inoculant on the seed. So as you can see here, these are treated seeds. So they've got an inoculant on them, and they've also got a fungicide. And that inoculant is alive, which means that we need to plant the soybean seeds into a moist seed bed at the right temperature, so that also the rhizobium doesn't get denatured and die off, so that we get the best results during germination and during the production of the crop. So those are some of the key things that we look at during planting. Looking at this field here, they've got good, fairly good soil moisture. So they've addressed their soil moisture. The temperatures are good. It's very cloudy today and cool this week. So the soil temperatures are right. The soil moisture is right. So moving on from there, they've done good land preparation. They've got quite a good soil tilth, as you can see. A very, very good soil tilth. There's a few clumps in here, but it's not too bad. And then that means that hopefully, if our planter is set correctly, we should get good planting depth and good uniformity across the field. A rule of thumb when it comes to planting depth is you don't want to be deeper than 4 times the width of the seed. So looking at soybeans, that's only marginally deeper than the depth of my thumb. It's not like maize, for example, where you plant it much deeper. Otherwise, it will struggle to break through the surface. Especially if, for example, if we have heavy rains after planting, that can cause capping on the surface, and the beans can then struggle to push through that compacted layer if they're planted too deep. So another thing that I mentioned was plant population. So in this field, we're looking at a plant population of about 350 to 400,000 plants per hectare. If you want to just check your planter is planting at the correct seed rate, what you can do is just take a meter of one of your lines, and then come through and count how many beans, the number of beans it's dropped in that meter. So you want to aim somewhere around 20 to 25 beans to get a standing population that reflects that 350 to 400,000 plants per hectare. And then also on top of that, we need to look at our fertilization. So we don't apply a lot of nitrogen fertilizers to soybeans. So we want to look for something specific like a soya blend that we can use to plant our soybeans as our basal fertilizer. And then later on in the crop, we're not going to apply heavy nitrogen fertilizers. We might apply other fertilizers that are suitable to our field conditions and our requirements, but generally we're not applying high nitrogen fertilizers, and that's due to the relationship that the soybeans have with the rhizobium bacteria that we've applied in the inoculant, which will provide that nitrogen to the crop.
Indeed. Thank you so much. So there you have it, farmers. Some deep insights there coming through from Philip on what you should be doing when you are planting your soybean crop. But you also should note that soybean is very sensitive to dry conditions. Philip, you know, going around, we see some farmers planting soybean seed that they will have bought, I think about 3-4 years ago, and they put it in storage and they don't use it. and then they say we're going to plant it. So you cannot do that with soybean. You need to plant seed that is fresh, seed that is certified, so that you get the desired results. Because if you use old seed that was in storage for a long time, the vigor will be lost, the seed coat will have been affected, so you won't get the crop stand that you desire in soybean. So maybe any few last tips that you might want to give our farmers as well.
Yeah, Wendy, just make sure that you've got good timing as well with your planting. You know, soybeans are also sensitive to the day length, to it's what we call photo sensitivity. So we want to make sure that we're getting in at the right time, so that we can make use of that longer day length. I think it's the 22nd of December, the day length begins to shorten. So we want to give the crop ample time for vegetative growth before that period. If we try and plant too close to when the daylight starts to reduce, then we're not going to get the vegetative growth in our crop, and we're not going to achieve the yields that we're expecting.
Lovely. Thank you so much. There you have it, farmers. As SeedCo, we have you covered in terms of all your seed choices. The African Seed Company has a wide range of soybean options that farmers can also grow, depending on where they are and the registration as well of the varieties. So Philip is going to take us through the varieties registered for the Zambian market, and then we'll share other varieties that can also be grown elsewhere. Philip, in a snippet.
All right, here in Zambia, we have 3 soybean varieties that have been released. We have SC Safari, SC Spike, and then we have SC SZ02, which is our new variety that's been released in the last couple of years.
Lovely.
Of those varieties, 2 of them are what we call indeterminate varieties, and the new variety that we've just released is a determinate variety.
Thank you so much, Philip, for that. So other varieties that you can also grow, depending on where you are, you can visit the website and get more information. But we also have SC SERENADE, one of the oldest varieties on the market, SC SENTINEL, which is also grown in other parts of the continent as well. As you rightfully know that we are the African seed company of choice, it's very important for you to make sure that you marry your production region with the right variety options that we have. SeedCo has got you covered on all your soybean choices.